everyone. This is our second lesson on the 10 economic principles. And so here's a couple of things to remember. So entrepreneurship is solving problems for a profit. And we just covered in the last lesson 4 economic problems that all entrepreneurs solve. And since they all start with S, we call them the 4 S's. Well, the next in the 10 economic principles are what we call the 4 market measures. Now, these 4 elements either encourage or discourage entrepreneurial behavior in any market: the classroom, your business, your community, your state, your country. And these 4 principles are holistic and contribute to a person's natural entrepreneurial behaviors to either thrive or wither, depending on how the market is set up. Now, these 4 market measures are from a group that has been studying human flourishing since the late 1970s. Through their work, they have been able to see direct correlations between these 4 market measures and how individual countries either help their citizens or hurt them. They come from the Fraser Institute, a completely nonpartisan think tank from Canada that has been tracking these 4 elements on a country-by-country basis since 1976. Now, this is their description of what we call the 4 market measures. Quote, individuals and societies benefit when the property they acquire without the use of force, fraud, or theft is protected from physical invasions by others, and they are free to use, exchange, or give their property as long as their actions do not violate the identical rights of others. Individuals are free to choose, trade, and cooperate with others and compete as they see fit. In this sense, self is the highest type of property, end quote. Now, countries that give more personal choice allow for more voluntary exchange, larger, more open markets, and clear and consistently enforced laws have not only higher rates of entrepreneurship, but greater longevity, health, literacy, and the quality of life. So the first of these 4 market measures is personal choice. To what degree are you free to choose? When people are free to choose how, when, and why they trade, they're more happy and productive. Think about, what choices do you have? What choices are out of your hands? How much have you been allowed to make your own choices in your lives? In school, in classroom activities, in extracurricular activities, at work, at home, in your plan for the future? To what degree have you been held accountable so far, and to what degree are you going to be held accountable for your decisions? It all goes back to the foundational principle of freedom. The second of the 4 market measures is voluntary exchange. This is, are you choosing to trade or being forced? All individuals are free to trade however they choose. Now, the best way to solve problems is through mutually beneficial voluntary trade with others. Voluntary exchange always creates a win-win, since it is based on cooperation and benefits both parties, in the markets and in society. Both parties believe they are getting something more valuable than what they are giving up. Otherwise, assuming rational choice, they would not trade. This is important because we know that there is coercion in life. But how much of it should there be? How do entrepreneurs overcome coercion in their lives, in the lives of their customers? It all relates back to the foundational principle of win-win focus. Now, the third market measure is freedom to enter and compete in the market. Do you have the freedom to enter the market? Do you have the freedom to choose not to? How often have you been excluded from an opportunity? Think about how many people are on a sports roster. How many athletes can compete? In basketball, it's 5. In baseball, it's 9. What about volleyball? What about dance and cheer squads? What about football? We all want to engage in a free and open market. Having the freedom to enter the market and let your solution based on the subjective values of the customers is what leads to the greatest benefit for all. A nuance of this concept is that we all have the freedom to choose not to compete, not to enter the market. But the more open the market, the more entrepreneurship, the more innovation, the more competition, the more solution. The more markets are open to those who want to compete, the more alternative solutions customers will find for their problems. By limiting competition for any reason, we're limiting the potential value creation for entrepreneurs. Now, the 4th and final market measure is probably one of the most difficult ones. It's the rule of law. This is where the rules apply to all the people all the time, no matter what. Now, as students, you are probably acutely aware of inequality. You're quick to call out the lack of fairness. Well, yes, the world is not fair, And yes, people tend to not treat others equally. The rule of law is the only theoretically possible kind of equality, equality under the law. Rules and laws governing our activity are applied equally to everyone at all times. Now, the opposite of the rule of law is the rule of man. Think about your school or your classroom. How much of it is set up as a command and control environment? Well, to create more entrepreneurs, humans need to know that they will be treated equally under the law or the rules of the game. If not, they will revolt, and it may not be a grand televised revolution. It might not even be visible. Having clear, easy to understand rules and laws that are applied equally is one way, easy way to get more entrepreneurship in your school, in your home, in your community, and in our world. Entrepreneurs are highly susceptible to laws that they may not normally encounter as a consumer. Rules that are designed to keep consumers safe. Understanding the role of law in the decisions of entrepreneurs can help with sound judgment and strategy. Participating in markets that are governed by the rule of law will help you flourish as entrepreneurs. So, the 4 market measures. Now, while these seem like common sense ideas, the 4 market measures of personal choice, voluntary exchange, freedom to enter and compete in the market, and the rule of law are actually quite complex. But they are the metrics that lead to human flourishing and to long-term success for entrepreneurs and society as a whole.